Archangel Michael says, there is a vibration moving toward you, carrying words that are not just written but engraved with intent. Somewhere, away from your sight, hands are working on a paper that bears your name, every stroke of the pen heavy with meaning. It is not an ordinary letter, it is a message that will reach you like a sudden gust in the middle of still air. The room where this message is being prepared is dim, its windows drawn, its corners thick with silence. A single light falls on the table, illuminating the paper where your name sits in bold ink. Every sentence being formed carries a weight that feels like it will shift the ground beneath your feet when you finally read it. Outside, the night presses against the glass, as though it too is listening to the words being written. This is not an idle note, not a casual greeting, this is the kind of message that changes what you know, and alters what you expect. Somewhere deep in your spirit, a whisper already feels it coming, and your heart senses the tremor before your mind understands. Each word is chosen carefully, each phrase meant to reach you in a way no one else could. The writer pauses often, staring at your name as though speaking to it, knowing that the moment you see these lines, something inside you will shift forever. It is being written with a precision that feels both urgent and deliberate, like the sealing of a fate. Type Amen to get blessing 729. The ink dries slowly, as if time itself is stretching in this hidden place. The person writing it has thought about you more than you realize, replaying certain moments, recalling details only you thought you knew. This letter has been building for longer than you suspect, and tonight is the night it finds its final form. A strange energy circles the table, almost as though unseen forces are guiding the hand that writes. The air is heavier now, filled with an unspoken knowing that this is no accident, no coincidence. Each sentence feels like a piece of a puzzle you did not know you were missing. Your name, sitting at the top of that page, glows faintly in the dim light as if marked by something greater than the writer. There is an undercurrent of warning here, but also a pull of destiny, two forces meeting in a single piece of paper. The writer hesitates, grips the pen tighter, and begins again, this time with a determination that feels unbreakable. You cannot see it yet, but the words are forming in ways that will pierce through every layer of your guarded heart. There is no softness here, only truth wrapped in urgency, only revelations that will not wait. Somewhere, the final period is approaching, and with it, a moment that will change the rhythm of your days. Type Amen to get blessing 402. Far away, the envelope that will carry this message sits on a desk, untouched but waiting. Its paper is thick, almost ceremonial, and its seal is unlike anything you have received before. It feels ancient, as though it has been used for messages of great importance across generations. The writer knows they will not hand it to you personally, it will come through someone else's hands, or perhaps be left where you will find it by chance. That chance, however, will be no accident, it will be perfectly timed. The very moment your eyes meet it will be the moment your understanding shifts. Somewhere in the background, a clock ticks louder than usual, marking each passing second until this message begins its journey toward you. The writer takes a breath, looks at your name again, and writes one last line that seals the meaning of all the others. That line is meant to echo inside you for days after you read it. When the pen finally stops, the silence in the room grows deeper. The paper is lifted, folded with care, and placed inside the envelope as though the act itself is sacred. You are not aware yet, but the weight of this message is already pulling itself toward your reality. Type Amen to get blessing 198. The writer presses the seal onto the envelope, the wax hardening quickly under a steady hand. There is a pause, a final look at what has been created, before it is set aside for delivery. The feeling in the air is strange now, a mix of relief and tension. Somewhere, a plan has already been made for how it will find you. It might be slipped into a stack of ordinary letters, or handed to you when you least expect it. You may even stumble across it in a place you had no reason to search. The message will not be read in haste. Something about it will make you slow down, take it in piece by piece, sensing that there is more between the lines than what is written. You will feel the presence of the one who wrote it, as though they are standing just behind you. When your eyes finally meet the words, they will do more than tell you something. They will show you something. It will be like a door opening in your mind, one you never knew was locked. And once opened, it will never close again. Type Amen to get blessing 647. The envelope is now resting on a wooden surface, its edges aligned perfectly as if even its position matters. Outside the room, the night is still, but there's a faint hum, almost like the air itself is aware of what has just been sealed inside. This is no ordinary delivery, it is a silent messenger carrying weight that cannot be measured. The person tasked with delivering it has been chosen carefully. They will not speak much, their eyes will avoid yours, but they will leave this in a place where you cannot miss it. Whether you realize it or not, the timing of this handoff has been set for days. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says this message has been in preparation longer than you can imagine, and its contents will touch every corner of your life. It is not about small matters, it carries truths that have been kept from you, moments you were never supposed to know, and warnings you must hear now. Once you open it, there is no returning to the person you were before. Even now, energy moves toward you like a current, pulling you toward the moment of contact. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but when it comes, you will feel the air change before you even see it. Something inside you will recognize it before your hands even touch it. Type Amen to get blessing 512. In another part of the city, the courier sets the envelope inside a small box, hiding it beneath a few plain papers. They know the importance of keeping it concealed until the right moment. Their face is calm, but their hands are steady with a purpose they do not speak of. The writer, now far from the letter, paces slowly, their mind circling around what they have sent into the world. They know that once it leaves their control, it will begin to work its way toward you like a thread pulling tight. This is the point of no return. Hours pass, but the energy around you remains unsettled. You may feel distracted, restless, or as though you've forgotten something important. This is the pull of the letter's presence, it's already part of your story, even before you lay eyes on it. When you finally see your name written on that thick envelope, there will be a flicker in your chest. It will be an instinctive knowing that what's inside was always meant for you, and that the moment you break the seal, the air around you will shift. Type Amen to get blessing 874. The courier's path takes them through quiet streets, their footsteps deliberate, the envelope safe in their possession. There is no rush, but there is no hesitation either, it is a pace that feels guided. Every turn they take brings the message closer. You might be sleeping when it arrives. You might be in the middle of a conversation, unaware that something has been placed quietly where you will see it later. However it comes, it will be subtle yet impossible to overlook. By the time you touch it, the energy within will be warm, as though it has been holding itself ready for you alone. This warmth is not from the air, it is from the weight of its truth, the pull of its purpose. The longer you hold it before opening, the stronger its presence will become. The first line inside will not be gentle. It will not warm you into its story. Instead, it will strike directly, demanding your attention, drawing you into every word as though your eyes have no choice but to follow. Type Amen to get blessing 290. The pages will seem ordinary, yet the moment your fingers brush the paper, you'll notice the texture, different, deliberate. The ink will look darker than most, almost alive on the page. Each sentence will carry a voice you can almost hear in the room. Some lines will feel like memories you've buried, pulled out into the light without warning. Others will be truths you never suspected, sharp enough to cut through the comfort of what you thought you knew. And somewhere in the middle, a line will make your breath catch and your heart pause. Archangel Michael says there is a reason this message is coming now and not before. The timing is divine, arranged to meet you in the exact moment when you will hear it fully. Not a day sooner, not a day later. As you keep reading, you will notice that the words begin to change something in you. It may be subtle at first, a shift in thought or a tightening in your chest, but by the end, you will understand that this was more than a message, it was an awakening. Type Amen to get blessing 644. The moment you finish reading, you will not be the same. There will be a stillness, but also a strange hum in your chest as though the words have planted something that will grow in the days ahead. You may even feel the air in the room shift, as if it has acknowledged what you now know. You will look at the envelope again, realizing that the outside held no clue of the weight within. It was simple, unassuming, yet inside, it carried truths that could move mountains in your life. It carried intentions that no ordinary letter could ever hold. Some sentences will echo in your mind, refusing to leave even when you try to focus on something else. They will follow you into your sleep, appearing in dreams, woven into whispers that keep your heart awake. The message will not be read and forgotten, it will stay, like a shadow that becomes part of your steps. Even the handwriting will feel familiar in an unsettling way, as though the one who wrote it knew your name not just on paper, but in spirit. The curves and angles of the letters will seem almost alive, carrying the weight of every thought that shaped them. Type Amen to get blessing 921. Somewhere, the person who wrote it will wonder when you received it. They will not call, they will not ask, but they will feel when it touches your hands. There is a connection here, a line that has always existed but now grows brighter. Archangel Michael says this message holds two halves, one that will shock you, and another that will prepare you. The shock will come first, a sharp realization that slices through your certainty. The preparation will follow, guiding you through the shift it has caused. The letter's weight is not just in its ink, it is in the spaces between its lines. Those silences speak as loudly as the words themselves. They tell of choices made, of moments lost, and of events already moving toward you. As you read deeper, you will feel the truth pressing closer. It will not let you run. It will not allow you to turn away. This is why it was sent. It is meant to be faced, not avoided. Type Amen to get blessing 318. By the time you reach the end, your hands will linger on the paper. You will not want to put it down, yet you will feel the need to stand, to move, to act. Something in you will know that whatever is written here was not just meant to inform you, it was meant to move you. The envelope, now open and empty, will seem almost smaller, as if its only purpose was to guard the message until it reached you. But the message itself will feel larger than you imagined, stretching beyond the page, spilling into your days ahead. You might find yourself reading it again, certain you missed something. And when you do, new meanings will emerge, hidden layers you didn't see the first time. This is how it was written, to reveal itself slowly, to keep speaking even after the last word. Far away, the one who wrote it will rest a little easier, knowing it is now in your hands. They may never see your reaction, but they will feel the shift. Some bonds do not need eyes to know when they have been touched. Type Amen to get blessing 587. Even after the letter is tucked away, you will feel its presence in the room. It will call to you at strange times, urging you to read it again. This is not obsession, it is the nature of the truth to demand to be heard more than once. Days may pass before the full meaning lands inside you. You might be in the middle of something ordinary when suddenly, a sentence from the letter will return and make sense in a new way. This is how the truth works, it waits until you are ready to hold all of it. Archangel Michael says this message is not just an ending, it is a key. It will open something you did not know was locked, and in doing so, it will close doors you were never meant to keep walking through. The choice of what to do next will be yours, but the awareness it brings will never fade. And so, the ink that was pressed into paper in a hidden room will now be pressed into the fabric of your life. The day you received it will mark a line between who you were and who you are becoming. Type Amen to get blessing 740. The letter now becomes a presence in your life, not just an object. You will find yourself glancing toward where it's kept, even when you have no intention of reading it again. Something in you knows it carries more than ink, it carries movement, timing, and unseen force. You may try to set it aside, telling yourself it's only words, but a quiet part of you refuses to let it go. There will be moments when you can almost feel it humming, as though it is alive with the energy of what it revealed. These are not coincidences, they are reminders. The days ahead will begin to align strangely. People you haven't spoken to in years may suddenly call. Events that seem disconnected will begin to feel like pieces of a single picture you are only now beginning to see. Archangel Michael says, once this message is read, a sequence begins, one that cannot be undone. It is like a clock that starts ticking the moment the seal is broken, moving you toward what you are now meant to meet. Type Amen to get blessing 411. At night, the memory of certain lines will replay in your mind with greater clarity. Words you thought you understood will take on deeper shades of meaning. You will start to notice how they connect to things happening around you now. The writer knew this would happen, that the truth could not all land at once. That is why it was crafted carefully, not as a single strike, but as a series of waves. Each wave will bring more understanding, and with it, more change. You might find yourself staring into space, lost in thought about something you read. Sometimes it will bring you comfort, other times it will tighten your chest. This is how real truth works: it shifts, it stings, and then it steadies. Somewhere, the writer will think of you and wonder if you've seen what they wanted you to see. They may never hear from you, but they will feel when the message has reached its deepest place inside you. Type Amen to get blessing 885. The letter may lead you to make decisions you have been delaying. It might nudge you towards someone, or away from them. It may show you that certain things cannot wait any longer. You will notice that after reading it, your awareness of small details will sharpen. The way people speak to you, the pauses in their voice, the way their eyes shift, these will all stand out more. You will begin to sense what is true and what is not without effort. Archangel Michael says the timing of this message is not random, it is woven into a larger pattern already unfolding in your life. It comes now because you are ready, even if part of you still doubts it. The message is the bridge between where you've been and where you must go next. You may never speak of the letter to anyone. It may remain your private compass, something only you and the one who sent it will ever truly understand. That is part of its power, it is meant for you alone. Type Amen to get blessing 562. Even so, you will carry it with you in invisible ways. It will change the way you walk into rooms, the way you hear your own name, the way you make your next choices. That is its silent purpose. The days will pass, but the letter will not fade into the background. Its presence will remain steady, a constant reminder that something has shifted forever. You may tuck it away, but it will never leave you. The writer may have released it into the world quietly, but what they have done will echo in your life in ways they cannot imagine. The ripple will spread far beyond the page. The truth always does. And when you least expect it, you may read it again and find that it still holds something you didn't see before. That is when you will know. It was not just a message, but a living turning point. Type Amen to get blessing 349. The letter now rests where you placed it, yet its energy follows you like a shadow. Even when you step outside, a part of your mind drifts back to it, as if it's calling you silently. This is not your imagination, it's the pull of something that was always meant to reach you. At times, you may wonder if reading it was the right choice. But deep down, you know it could not have been avoided. The moment your name was written on that paper, your path was already shifting toward this. Archangel Michael says the one who prepared this message poured more than words into it, they poured pieces of themselves. Every sentence carries the weight of what they have seen, what they have learned, and what they believe you must know. That kind of truth cannot be erased. In the quiet hours, you might even feel as though the message is still speaking, long after you've closed it. This is how it works. It's not only read once, it continues unfolding in your thoughts, reshaping the way you see everything. Type Amen to get blessing 603. Days may blend into nights, yet certain lines will keep returning without warning. Sometimes they will appear when you are alone, other times when you are surrounded by people. Each time, they will carry a new shade of meaning. The writer may be far from you, but their presence will feel strangely close now. It's as if the letter has formed an invisible bridge between your lives. No matter the distance, that bridge remains open. You will begin to notice connections between the letter and events happening around you. Words that once felt abstract will start to match real moments in your daily life. This is how you'll know the message is alive. It moves with you. Even the smallest choices you make will feel influenced by what you read. It won't control you, but it will guide you, quietly and steadily, like a hand resting on your shoulder. Type Amen to get blessing 451. The seal that once held the envelope shut now lies broken, yet it marks the start of something unbreakable inside you. What was hidden has now been brought into the light. And light, once seen, cannot be unseen. Archangel Michael says some truths arrive softly, but this was not one of them. This was sent to wake you, to pull you forward, to prevent you from remaining where you were. That is why it came with such weight. There will be moments when you wish you could unread it, moments when the truth feels heavier than you can carry. But soon after, you will see how it has freed you from something you didn't even know was holding you. The writer may never know the full effect of their words, but they were not meant to measure it. Their role was to send it. Yours is to live it. Type Amen to get blessing 734. And so, the letter becomes part of your story, not as a chapter you can close, but as a thread that runs through every page that follows. It is not an end. It is a signal of what's next. You may keep it tucked away, or you may carry it with you, folded and worn from repeated reading. Either way, its presence will remain just as strong. The day you first held it will become a quiet marker in your life. You will measure certain events as before the letter and after the letter, even without meaning to. That is how deeply it will root itself. And in time, you may find that this message was not simply written to you, but for you, a piece of destiny arriving in ink and paper form. Type Amen to get blessing 808.